are you guys actually pulling them over? What's going on here?
Yeah, they are. I did run from a traffic stop.
Yeah. And then I told them, this sounds like local PD shit. So
local. That's right. We have that.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
is that what you marshals call them? Fucking
local PD.
Local,
yeah.
Why do you guys call them that? Why is that? Look,
they're local law enforcement.
Local PD?
Local, I think it's law. Law enforcing, not local.
No, it literally in America is called local police department. They're local police departments.
And then we're the state.
You're the state.
Yeah.
And we need to bring back the troopers. That's what we need to do. That's what we need. We get the Rangers and troopers going.
We're probably going to open up those divisions at some point.
Really? Really? You look cute in a little hat like that, Charles. Little uptight asshole outfit. You look real tough. Anyway.
The fuck, you just... Never mind.
Max, did you have questions about Enemy of the State?
I did actually, yeah. I feel like you made it intentionally really broad, Mr. Knight, if you had a hand in creating it. And,
I did. I'll explain it very simply. The only people that this affects... I asked the governor if I could write something very specific on the docket because there's a lot of confusion on it, but I'm yet to hear from him. Do you know if you went to court and you were found guilty of murder and the PD was asking for the death penalty, we have to contact your federal attorney to ensure that you are in the right state of mind to be issuing said thing, right?
Yeah, like I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah.
Tonight.
So the broadness is very intentional, but everyday people do not need to be worried about the specifics of who is denoted as a enemy of the state. There has been discussion about putting it into the director's hands, so we don't end up with someone like someone that shouldn't be being argued for enemy of the state. That doesn't make any sense. So
like Carmine,
yeah, like Carmine, or no one should be threatening with that because it's not going to happen. If that has been happening to you. Secondly,
no.
The denotion for this is specifically like people vastly more powerful than any one of us regular folk. Access to military equipment. This is meant for like Mr. Blue. I'm sure you've met him before, right?
She's in blue.
Miss Blue?
Mr. Blue.
Blue right now,
I think I've met. What's your name, ma'am?
Yeah.
What's your name, ma'am? Yeah.
Oh, this is
Ruth.
Ruth Brooke. Yep.
Founding
Ruth.
Captain LSPD.
Oh, you want to know something crazy, Miss Ruth? You gave me my first felony. You know that?
Did I?
Yep. It
Oh,
was
that must
really
have been a long
small.
time ago.
It was, yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, I was very upset with you because you gave it to me for reckless driving. You gave me the elevated charge, like whatever it was. It was a traffic infringement. And then when I went to work at G6 like 2 or 3 weeks later, I found out that I'd been a felon like all along, thanks to you and your spot on LPD police work. I was very pleased at the time, but I do remember you, Captain Ruth. Yeah, I do remember you. Yeah, Brian, the thing that worried me when I read through it is just there's one of the classifications, and it's anybody that
aiding and abetting.
Destabilize the state. No, not aiding and abetting. Destabilize the state. I just feel like that specific line encompasses what if I were to shoot the two of you down right now, and then the whole PD came and I shot all of them down,
I'll tell you why.
I could see that being argued as destabilizing the state.
I will say that no, it wouldn't be, and I'm going to show you why in a second. If you want to pull up, so regardless of what you see in here, notice section 7, federal oversight and extensions. Upon written request by the Department of Justice, extension of the statute allegedly committed. Okay, blah blah blah. The request has to be written. Blah blah blah. Federal authority. The federal authority shall rule on each request on a case-to-case basis. So when you look at something like destabilizing the state, the reason that exists and why this may be honed down to just the director is if someone is saying that shooting down cops is destabilizing the state, they are brain dead. And that would never go through, right?
What about a you said like this applies to such a small, very very high level individuals, right?
Yeah.
What about a let's say I've heard there's been a lot of raids on people that get like drug trafficking, weapons stockpiling.
Doesn't
They
apply.
get done with the whole kit and caboodle. Doesn't apply.
No.
So you're telling me it is specifically
I am not.
targeted
I'm
to-
not going to accept that. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
I mean, if that's
we're
what you
talking.
say, like, I'm
we're
happy
talking
trusting
about
that.
like Archivist and his minions. We're talking about the Faceless and his upper echelon. We're talking about there's stuff about like the Swedes trying to. The idea effectively here is, and there's two parts to it. I've ran a lot of big cases in the past, Michael Simone, Sanguine, etc., etc. And I'll give you an example of what we would have to legally do. Let's say, just hypothetically, you were working for the Faceless, right?
He doesn't have to worry about that. He doesn't.
Yeah.
He doesn't do that.
Yeah. So,
Hope not.
and let's say we were able to make those ties. We would effectively have to charge you with terrorism and treason. And then you're going to end up with the same bullshit court case you've already went through. Where on one hand, law enforcement does not have the bandwidth to put forward a good case due to statutes and other things. But even worse so, we would be charging you as an accessory to that treason and terrorism. This is effectively what happened to Michael Simone, Miguel O'Marion, et cetera, in the past, which means that you could have something sitting on the docket for 3 months. Instead, what this legislation does is if there are inherent entities of which we would need to provide like a 15-page dossier on the Archivist, the Faceless, etc., they would then be denoted, if we pass that bar, as enemies of the state. And then individuals that may be found to be consistently working with them, at best, what is it called? Aiding and abetting.
Aiding and abetting.
Which is, as you'll see here, significantly more reasonable of a charge than what would be the outcome of a terrorism or treason case.
So he'd be fine. So he's good.
Well, no, I want him
Okay,
to.
so-
I want him to give
I-
proper feedback.
I understand. So right, you want to actually classify and build these dossiers and not have it be stuff that's all out of statute and not usable in my specific case. And then
in the case of the big guys, right? But then,
Yeah, I
as for
understand.
those people that may work with them closely, they're not facing terrorism and treason. Rather, they would be getting a court case on aiding and abetting with a top-level charge of, I think it's like $500,000 and something else. So
150 months.
it becomes
500,000.
a more reasonable law for the, that is distinctly different than, like you blow
Waiting
up the
for a
court case,
treason
that's
case.
terrorism. But if you're assisting, like doing missions for one of these grand entities, going to court on treason and terrorism seems a bit cooked. Right?
All right. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
going to be honest. I feel like I understand the logic behind all this. The people, right, are worried of people getting RICO'd. Not my boys, right? Because my boys are dumb as bricks. And no one reads anything.
RICO doesn't exist.
But-
we would never push
Yeah,
that.
but that is the fear of the broad interpretation, is that
No.
we all are destabilizing the state, doing our day-to-day actions,
No.
right? The actions that we have on record, and that if somebody put in the effort, they could string together every gang-related shooting OIS I've ever been involved in the past month. You know what I mean? Like that's the line of thinking that they're scared of.
That is actually why I have agreed. And actually, we were originally going to do this when Rizal and I worked on this, and we had some others too. I was originally like, let all the PD wings do this. And then I realized my mistake when the next day, apparently people were being threatened as an enemy of the state, and that's just gross and idiotic. So there should be a lot of weight for these big organizations, but at the same time, it shouldn't be something where someone is caught, I don't know, with a sniper rifle in a fucking, or stealing this or that, and now all of a sudden they're caught up for the next 2 months on a terrorism case. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
You're right.
So if you see this happening, please do let me know. Secondly, like I said, I am backing it for the director to be one of the first lines of defense alongside the DOJ. But at the end of the day, regardless of what happens, your federal attorney would need to sign off on it, as he would with your death certificate.
Really close.
Which is, which is what Clause 7 is attempting to say.
And I think, whatever it is that you need to add, that little addendum on the end probably will help a lot of. See, I didn't read that part nor process it, but I think that would help a lot of simpletons.
What did you call people that don't read stuff fully, Brian? I remember you telling me a bit ago. What would you call them?
I was talking about lawyers that are going in.
Oh,
yeah,
okay, right.
Yeah,
gotcha.
So, does is he still flicking drugs by any chance? Do you know, Max?
Excuse me?
Who, Charles?
Yeah.
I haven't seen Charles with drugs in what, 6 months or some shit.
That's what I was saying.
So we're making shit up. All right, that's good. That's good, guys.
I mean, listen, you were an addict. You were an addict. It's not illegal to be an addict. Like, let's be real here. I'm sure Mr. Knight has dabbled, and I don't want to speak about the ex-captain of the LPD, but I'm sure everybody's, we're all adults. Experimenting's fine.
Who's everyone?
I think you've been clean
I
for
didn't do
6
shit.
months.
I shot up a stripper in the pussy, you know?
There you go.
With your 12-inch cock that you talked about 20 minutes ago?
No, it was a assault rifle.
That's interesting. You were talking to Brian Knight about his 12-inch cocks 20 minutes ago, but we've been here for 5 minutes. That's interesting.
Huh.
Interesting, Charles.
I got grants to go approve. You guys,
if
Max, going, all right?
If there is anybody that has any questions about this, like, we're very open book about it. Our aim was to bring pressure without it being a boring 3-month wait with no closure.
No, I understand. I
think
it's
the docket to die.
Yeah, the docket is dog shit. It's terrible. I genuinely don't know how all of you who have been here for so long haven't gone insane.
It never was. A lot of it is just really poor. I mean, look, I'm going to be open about it. I was one of the responding officers with that situation in which you definitely blew that shit up.
You still need that 5 mil grant, right? Right, Michael? Like, we're good on that.
If I submitted something with all the documentation, yes, I do need it.
Okay, and it's all itemized and everything. Yeah, okay, all good. That's good.
Yeah, be very careful because there is someone that's about to get fucked in the ass for misappropriation.
I can only guess
your, if you would like to deny the grants that I've been requesting for months under 3 mayoral.
See, that's very responsible of you, Max. Look at that.
Yeah, like, I mean, if he wants to deny it and tell me what to improve on, then I can. But I've been going through 3 mayors doing the same shit. So yes, if the grants
this is why I like you, Michael. This is why I like you. You're like this.
All right, look.
Like
and dangerous is make sure the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed.
Yeah, I got that. Appreciate you. Just want to make sure we all knew that. You especially, Brian.
Yep.
Our terrorism case, I'm under no illusions that was done at a remarkable speed, even though that 2 weeks on bail was absolutely hell. Like, that was terrible.
Yeah.
Was dog shit.
Yeah. There's something else you'll probably hear about. People have been calling it invisible warrants. If you have any questions about those in future, if you ever do get served one, we are very much an open book. So,
stuff like that, invisible warrants, I don't really give a fuck. I got that. None of that.
Good evening.
If you do some crazy shit, expect the marshal that knows about the case to be the only one picking you up.
Yeah.
You're not going to be picked up by some dumbass PD officer. You're going to be picked up by people that know what's going on.
Yeah. So.
Fair enough.
Maybe get black masked, but that's another thing.
Yeah, well, that's
blindfold.
Yeah.
Stupid game, stupid prizes. You ever heard that one?
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah, the whole enemy of the state thing, it wasn't something that I went out of my way to read about, because quite frankly I don't care 90% of the time. But it's just one of the things where people start talking to me and they say, hey, like, tell your book, you know what I mean? Like, I had multiple individuals of varying levels of some gang leaders, all sorts of shit, and they just say, "Hey, Mike, like, what do you guys think?" I'm like, "No one gives a fuck."
Not a single gang is going to get charged with this.
Yeah. And if people ask, I can tell it to them. And to be fair, if this hypothetically was all nonsense and you have nefarious plans, I don't care. I'm not real. I don't care, Mr. Knight. It is what it is.
Well,
it seems logical. It makes sense. I see the vision. If we get fucking orbital striked by Brian Knight and his cronies, like, it is what it is.
I wish that was the case. Our agenda's way too long with, well, maybe one day. You'll see the headlines, actually, in the next 2 weeks.
All right.
Yep. All right.
Well, I'm going to go back to my car.
All right. You stay safe.
Yeah, I'll try.
Say what you want, right? They hit bank trucks, they shoot cops, but it's not a dumb fuck. You know what I mean?
No.
But what if in this one chance someone goes and does blah, 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 and you're just like, brother, you're a fucking, you know what I mean?
You should expect consequences.
Yeah.